All right, I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. Now, essentially being a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help you to become Christ-like, help you to become conscious. And I pretty much do that by, helping you to become in alignment with yourself. And for you to attain your highest level of consciousness, it requires for your mental and your emotions to come together. Because you don't want to be too emotional, so then, there's a lack of clarity. And then you don't want to be too, let's just say, mental or intellect, but then now you don't have your emotions that would allow you to relate to others. So you become very rigid, robotic, kind of like Judge Dredd type of situation, if you've seen that movie. But anyway, essentially that's pretty much what I do. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, man, I just wanted to share some wisdom. This is always a holy communion. Each one teach one, what I'm saying? Doing God's work. We're just being responsible out here. That's pretty much what we're doing. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, man, it's generational pattern or curses. Personally, I prefer to like the term pattern, only because it's kind of like when you say curse, it gives it that stigma that, it's almost like you've been cursed. Is there a way you could get out of it? It's not a mystery. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So I'd rather say generational pattern. So a lot of us always talk about that, but here's what we don't talk about though. What does it take for you to do it? When we're talking about breaking those generational pattern, I'm tripping. Generational pattern, what does that entail? What are we talking about, right? So I hear a lot of people talk about it, but we barely talk about the work though. What does it require for you to do that? Well, in the occult, I kind of skip a whole bunch of stuff today because I normally talk about the occult, what that is, spirituality, whatever. But, I figured, I'm feeling a certain way today. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get right into it. But anyway, so just so you guys know, just a quick synopsis. Spirituality pretty much is your life. It's you having a deeper understanding of who you are in terms of a spiritual being. It's the ability to go beyond what you look like to really delve into who you are. That's simply what spirituality is. Then now on the flip side of it, you have something called the occult, which is pretty much those manual instructions or that esoteric knowledge. Listen to that carefully. Esoteric knowledge, meaning the type of knowledge is not a surface type of knowledge. So some of the basics things that you would learn about the occult is that you have a subconscious mind. Well, where is your subconscious mind located? Do you see what I'm saying? It's under your conscious mind. You're not gonna cut your brain half. Just like you're not gonna see your mind, you're gonna see your brain. And now when we're talking about, like the subconscious mind now, it's a mind that is under, that is very subtle. Again, the idea here is to help you to become conscious of something that is in the dark that you're not conscious of and bringing that into the light. So when you're talking about occult knowledge, so you're dealing with knowledge that you and I don't see, right? But you would have to delve into it for you to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay hydrated, man. But anyway, so that's technically what that is, right? So fast forward, in the occult now, we have this term, right? The term that we have in the occult, also keep in mind, is esoteric knowledge. It's not surface knowledge. We always say, for you to be you, you have to kill your mom and your dad. You have to kill your mom and your dad. And of course, it's esoteric knowledge. It's not surface. You can't truly process that. This is not saying to physically do any harm to anybody. Let me just be clear. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You never know. There's going to be a dummy. There's always going to be like, what? But hey, it doesn't hurt anyway. So no, this is not referring to anything physically here. What this is saying is, for you to be yourself, you cannot be nobody else. Or you cannot be influenced by somebody else. Or if you are influenced by somebody else, it is that influence should be used just for you. If it's somehow catered to who you are, it should be in alignment to who you are. If you get any type of motivation or influence, it should be influential enough for you to be you, not for you to become whatever that thing is. But for you to do that, that's why we say, if you're on stage, it's you have to turn your back, to the public. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're performing on stage, there's nobody around you. It's just going to have to be you. You're going to have to act it out. So that's pretty much the same idea here. So a lot of times we talk about breaking those generational patterns, but yet we don't talk about the work that it takes, man. And the work that it will take, it's literally, you would have to dismiss, your family, knowing that you have the better knowledge, and then now you go from there. Now your seeds, your family that you're creating, just like they say, the family that you create is more important than the family that you came from. Because now this is when, or it's going to be at that point, it's either you will pass down what was given to you, or you're going to do something better. But for you to do that, you would have to remove your family, i.e. or aka, in the occult, as we say, you have to kill your family. And that's what it takes. There's no in between. You know what I'm saying? Me as a father, like, I'm training my kids to kill me. Meaning there's nothing that I'm doing that I would want them to do. Of course, not that I'm doing anything wrong, but what I'm doing is in alignment with me. But I want them to find themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. And of course, with this shit, what I'm doing here being something positive, how can you go wrong? You see what I'm saying? But they would have to find their own self, or if that's not what they're here to do, fuck it. Be whatever the fuck you come here to do. And that's how, we are pushing on, that's how you create a new generation. And ironically, I was having this conversation yesterday, right? And I was talking to this sister, and she was telling me how, well, you know what, like, she's trying to do her thing, but her family's not in alignment, but she's trying to find that medium soft spot. Like, what kind of soft spot are you looking for? Like, if someone's not if they're not supporting you, they're not supporting you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, how do you trying to find a medium part, a medium whatever the fuck for someone who's against you? You know what I'm saying? So then I realized, I know it did take a minute for myself too. But then what is required of you, you have to put that self-love into yourself. And just like I always tell people, like, we talk about the love manifestation all the time. But for me, I know what works. The minute I started putting more love into myself, you know what happens automatically? Like, my circles become smaller, but not just that. But you know how, what I'm saying? But now, if anybody who's not on that same alignment with me, you will automatically be annihilated. That's just the way it works. So truly adding or putting self-love into yourself, that's how you truly manifest, your tribe or whoever is supposed to be on that same alignment with you. And guess what? Even if you don't you somehow subconsciously attract them, you would somehow find yourself standing up for yourself. That's what it does. And the more you do that, the better you become at, you know what I'm saying? Now you have the ability to manifest the people who are supposed to be next to you. I don't know. At least that's the way it works for me. You know, it's not just having those positive thoughts. It's great. It's wonderful. It's good. It's a start. But you want those affirmations. You want to become these things. So therefore, for me, when I started adding more love into me, that's when, you know what I'm saying, everything around me changes. You know, you're able to see who's with you, who's not with you. Like, it's like you can never go wrong, man. That's why loving yourself, it's you are the way. But now going back to that whole generational pattern stuff, I mean, you're going to have, if you don't have the people, because being a great parent, and this is what I came to realize for me, is to support my kids. And that support means emotionally, not just buying them things that they like, but to support them mentally and emotionally. But not supporting them to support me, but supporting them to support themselves for who they are. You know, that's the oath that I take. Even, you know, that's the whole meaning of the baptism ceremony. You know, if you're thinking about Simba, if you've seen it, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen it. You know, to baptize your child and to hold it, this is you taking that accountability now to let the others know, you know, the ones, you know, behind the curtains, you know, our ancestors, let them know, hey, such and such is here. So we're taking that responsibility to instruct them, give them the manual that is needed for them to do the things that they need to do. That's what the whole baptism ritual is all about. But anyway, you know, if you know, you know. You know, a lot of us, unfortunately, a lot of those rituals, they become repetitive, and the wisdom, the experience is lost. And that's why a lot of these things, they mean nothing even when you do it, because if you don't know what you're doing, it means nothing. It just become another act. You know, but anyway, now going back to that whole ritual thing, I mean, generational pattern stuff, I mean, you have to kill your parents. You know, and it's always that little emotion that's lingering around you. Oh, those are my parents. You ain't gotta do shit. You ain't gotta do a motherfucking thing, you know, if it's not in alignment with you. Now, granted, I'm not saying, you know, I mean, the whole idea of honoring your parents, what that means is, of course, there's no grudges. You know, it's not like, you know, you can't have a conversation. I mean, if it has to get to that point, listen, you have to protect yourself by all means. If that's what it comes down to, you know, for you to be in your path, for you to be in alignment with God, if that's what you got to do, man, that's what you got to do. And being in that alignment with God, I mean, I can't recall the verses or passages that Jesus talked about. If it's your left arm, you know, that's being too much for you, man, that's you know, would you allow cancer to take over your body? I mean, knowing that if it's all you got to do is cut off your arm, man, listen, I'll cut my motherfucking arm off, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what it takes not to allow it to spread all around your body, what are you doing? You're killing yourself, man. You know? So that's the part when we talk about generational patterns, we always talk about that's what we need, but we never talk about the works that it requires, though. First and foremost, you got to know you. You got to know you. That's why your assignment is you. You are the way. And understanding you, meaning, you know, the deep, you know, feelings, a deep understanding of who you are. And that starts with following your passion. And as you're doing some of these things, you know, I mean, the mystery will unfold itself. But it starts with you delving into that unknown, going down that rabbit hole. And it starts with you. That's why honor your passions. Follow them. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, like, don't worry about it. The mystery's going to unfold. The path will reveal itself. But it starts with you, though. And that's where your intuition comes in, and a lot of that shit. So a couple days ago, I made a video talking about intuition, right? Because, a lot of people, and your intuition is another powerful tool, but a lot of us don't know how to use it. Your intuition is a divine guidance tool. Not always a safety net. Not always when you listen to it, it's going to lead you, it's definitely going to lead you to the right path. But heading or getting to that right path, it will require, you may have to go through some alleys, bro. And to be fully transparent, I know for me, cause I remember, when I met my baby mother and shit, I knew she was not the one. Logically, I know it. Like, everything didn't make sense. But my intuition was telling me to go. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that Satan talking to me? What the? But you know what? Hold and behold. Because I've always been, like God over everything, nigga. Always God over everything. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. It wasn't it was some pussy that I couldn't let go. It was strictly divine guidance. And man, hold and behold, man, it was so much I needed to learn. Not necessarily the results of what I know. I already know it wasn't going to work out. I knew we were on different paths, man. Like, nah. Nah. I know all of that. I know all about that. But then my intuition, it's like, but I followed it though. Hey, man. And now everything's coming together. There was a reason why. The lesson that I needed, the path, how I was successfully able to link her and my pseudo mom, because I was illegally kidnapped. Here's something else too. Speaking of breaking those, killing your family. Can you imagine if I wasn't being myself? Then I would be attached to people, who were actually sabotaging my own life because they were competing with me. This woman, man, when I tell you, calling my job to get me fired just so I could be depending on her, just so I don't become better than her. Yo, this shit is real out here, bro. This shit is real out here, man. Fucking up my life just to maintain her bullshit ego. But there's a lot more to it. It was money. Technically I was illegally kidnapped. They didn't tell me about my family due to money. They wanted to steal my inheritance. So they thought. But what I'm saying is, following my intuition allowed me now to have her link up with my mother, pseudo mom, not, with that bitch. And I'm saying this, with no hate. Now, she's really a bitch. Like, a hoe and everything. Like, always, fuck other niggas that was dating, that had to... Man, listen. When this shit comes out, yo, listen, man. Like, because I feel like, because I always try to, come from that spiritual perspective, because I understand, I have compassion, but, man, these people are really trash, man. But I'm saying that to say, have I not got on my spiritual path or, choosing myself? Can you imagine what was going to happen? Because everything they were doing, and I knew all of, like I always tell them, man, we play dumb, but we never been a fool. I am as wise as a serpent and as a wolf, as cunning as a fox, having as bold as a lion, and having the state of mind of a dog, man. Listen, man, you're gonna get me talking some shit. I might as well. Nobody's gonna talk it for me. Let me drink some more water, man. So I'm saying that to say, man, like, listen, think about that. Have I not put my love into myself? Man, listen, man, and that's what I see. The conversation I was having with this sister yesterday, man, I'm like, I've been there, but like I told her, man, like, because I knew what it took. I mean, listen, especially, it's family. And that bitch was not even my family, bro. That goes to, like, again, choosing me, I never lost. You'll never lose when you choose you, bro. Love yourself. You'll never lose. I know a lot of people trying to make it seem like selfish, especially if you have a religious background, to be humble is the best. No, it's not true. Not true at all. Being humble do nothing for you at all. In fact, when you love yourself, that's when you have compassion for other people. Because now that self-love that you have, that understanding allow you to understand someone else better. But you can only do that by relating to you. That's why people who are selfish, they don't give a fuck about how you feel. Because they don't give a fuck about how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the one to actually refute their own feelings. Do you think they're going to give a fuck about you? You're crazy. That's not the way it works. See, that's why it's important for a lot of us to understand the spiritual laws. Because what the spiritual laws does, given that we're living in the land of the lost, in this illusion, it is the key that allows you to get the things that you like to get. Because with this being an illusion, you can't just reach to get it. Because it's not what you think it is. There's a whole format to how to go about things. You got to respect the rules, man. And that's when where those spiritual laws comes in as a guide for you. You're looking for love? Well, love yourself. Do the things that you love. And then you'll find somebody else that loves you. Because through you doing the things that you love, you're expressing yourself. You're expressing who you are. Then for somebody else to love you, they're going to love you based on who you are. The fuck are we talking about? Listen, man, that's why you definitely gotta collect those philosopher's stones, man. You gotta collect the stones, those gems. You gotta have them. Man? You gotta collect all those fucking gems, man. Because ultimately, those are your ornaments, man. That's how you're looking good out here, man. Like I tell you guys, man, like I tip. I not generally don't tip twice, but I'm feeling gracious today, man. Gratuity for everybody. Every time we step foot in this fucker, man, that's what we're doing. Showing love, giving you the tool that you need for you to elevate, man. But again, just talking my shit, enjoying nature and shit. But, to break that generational pattern, man, it takes a whole lot. It takes you to do it. No one else is going to do it for you. But also that entails you, having a direct, to acknowledge your own family. If it's not in alignment with the things that's needed for you to grow as a person, those are not your people, bro. And it's important for you to understand that. And that's where spirituality comes in too, because now being spiritual allows you to bypass the physical aspect of yourself. Meaning now that when you get in touch with that spirit side of you, that's when you say, fuck these people. You're not going to connect to that. That's why you have to be born twice, man. You got to be born again. but this time of the Spirit. So now I can acknowledge us another, I would call you brother now, because you are part of we're sharing the same, you know what I'm saying, spiritual length or wave. And you constantly see a lot of these things, you know, and that's why these people too, they wanted to get me under their umbrella for me not to know who I am, sabotages my life, and expecting me to kiss their ass. Like, what the fuck? How you gonna treat me like shit and expect me to be there for you? You know, they thought because that's how they were trained. And that's part of that generational shit. Oh, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. Like, so what? Well, if you are, act like it. And this is, unfortunately, man, some of the hardest thing that a lot of us have to go through, man. And, you know, and especially when you're dealing with narcissistic fucking parents. Man, I hope there are laws. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have a kid that's giving birth to another kid, bro. I mean, shit. Like, what do you have to offer? Like, you need more, you don't even have enough for you. Nigga. You don't even have enough for you. I mean, what is there to share? Do you see what I'm saying? And this is the unfortunate aspect of, you know, but no one is protecting those kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people, you can't raise kids, man. You know, it's one thing to, like, I can't recall, what's her name? Shahrazad. Is it Shahrazad Ali? Anyway, I mean, I just don't want to mess up her name. Beautiful sister, too, man, with a beautiful mind. She was saying, like, she said, yo, there's a difference between, you know, taking care of a child and raising a child, man. It's not just giving them a fucking, let's just say, clothing and food, and then that's it. How about their mental aspect? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, isn't that the reason why we all go to school? Because we do acknowledge there's more to us than what we look like. That's why you have, as the gardener, you have to water your garden. Do you see what I'm saying? That's because there is more to you than what you look like. That's why you read a book. You see, again, when you truly, like I always tell people, the way you bypass your physical side, it's not by refuting that aspect of you. No, it's by going deeper. You go through it. When you truly understand our nature, I mean, it says it, like life is a fucking illusion. Like, I mean, can a bitch with a fat ass raise your kids, man? I mean, she can, but it's not going to be because of her fat ass. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to choose a bitch, it can't be because of her fat ass, bro. And it's crazy, you know, when I look at a show like Pop the Balloon, it's like, this nigga said, okay, you too short. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is. It is. Hey, keep popping them balloons, niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, you have dumb motherfuckers now who are commentating on popping the balloon to show how girls are, how guys are. Hey, what? Like, it's an illusion on top of fucking illusion. But anyway, let me send her back like this, because I could, you know, a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, going back to what I was saying though, it's like we always talk about breaking those generational patterns, but it takes a lot. It can't be done just by saying it. It requires for you to know you and to step up for you, to support your feelings, to develop your self-esteem, you know, to maintain your fucking integrity. That's dealing with yourself, your inner self. Then at that point, that's when you'll have enough courage to say no to somebody else. That's how it works. If you're a people pleaser, that's what you're going to do. You're going to please others. You know what I'm saying? But to start pleasing yourself now, that's when you can't serve two gods. It's either you serving you, the true God, the divinity in you, or you worshiping idols. a car, people, and that's what you see when you understand the fundamental, like how this world is created. I mean, the society that we're living in. That's why a lot of you motherfuckers, it's not a coincidence. People keeping up with the Joneses. This is not a coincidence, bro. It's well structured. It's well organized. You know, just like in America, like you're listening to gangster rap and shit. Like, what the fuck do you expect? Niggas not to act like gangsters? What the fuck? It's part of the structure. It's not a coincidence, man. You know, niggas want to be tough. Niggas, hey, it is what it is. The tougher you are, hey, it is what it is. When you understand too, like the nature of our country, man, like, you know, the mafia, all that shit has always been a big part of that. So any group who's been here, who, you know, who's wanted to be something, you're gonna have to become that. It's not a coincidence, man. It's just a matter of understanding what's taking place around you. It's being mindful or more conscious, or to be in a again, it requires for you to be you. So, you know, to break those generational patterns, man, it requires for you to do the work on you. Then when you start doing the work on you, that's when now you will not take, you're not gonna take somebody else's bullshit. Like, why the fuck would you do your own your bullshit, and then I have to be responsible for it? What the fuck does that mean? Like, what the fuck? Or why would I even have any type of sympathy? And sympathy for what? You should have had sympathy for your own self. You don't have sympathy for yourself? Well, guess what, man? All gloves off now, man. That's exactly what I told him, man. Like, what the fuck? What do I got to do with? I mean, I got a whole lot. I mean, if I'm referring to my shit, you know, I got a whole lot to do with it because of what I own, but not because I've done anything to none of these motherfuckers. The envy and jealousy, man. Listen, man, I got to witness that shit firsthand. But I'm also saying that to say, going back to the conversation I had with this sister yesterday, you know, she can't let go. That's because she's weak internally. And here's the shit. Here's the kicker. You will not, let me repeat that again. You will not be able to break any type of fucking pattern if you don't step up to it, if you don't stand against it. Not trying to maneuver, not trying to work things out. No, it doesn't work that way. Anything you try to work out, you will most likely reproduce that. Guaranteed. That's another fucking law, nigga. You know, gems, collect that. Make that part of your armor. You hear me? Make it part of your, you know, go out there and shine. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't. It doesn't work. There's no, it's either or, man. It's either or. I mean, again, it doesn't mean for you to become their enemies and shit. You know, in my case, they made themselves my enemy, and guess what? I mean, that's on them. That's on them, which has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, if you're gonna make yourself my enemy now, hey, I mean, I just didn't want it. I was wishing that it wasn't them, but they chose it. But hey, and it's not gonna be me. I could guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be me. Look at me. It ain't gonna be me, nigga. It's always gonna be you going under. But anyway, they already know. They already know. But the bottom line is this, though. You know, and that's the fight that I had to fight for you, too. You know, so now I could tell you the truth for you to fight your own fight, motherfucker. You know, for you to break that generational pattern, you're going to have to fuck these motherfuckers. Not trying to find a medium. There's no medium. It's either they are in alignment with what you're doing or they're not. Or they're not. And if they're not, you have to release them with love, though. I mean, there's no, listen, I just don't want you guys, I mean, shit, they did a lot of bullshit to me, though. But, you know, again, I look too pretty, man. I look too good. I look too good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, none of it, what exactly did they do to me? Nothing. Oh, but making me look better. Now, because of them now, this is going to be for the books. This is going to be for the ages to come, man. So they know what took place and how this was handled. But also, too, for you to learn. Listen, man, I always knew I had to give them something they never seen before. I always knew it, man. I had to give them something they never seen before, man. Like, I'm not coming to Earth to fuck around, man. Like, I'm going to give you something special. And besides, when you have such a lineage of great people who leaves this Earth, man, I know I couldn't give them nothing lesser than that. The great people, who became who they are, who had to do what they had to do. Even, what's his name? What's that brother name, man? Because he's giving you gems. Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry always tells you that too. Like, his family, unfortunately, you had to let him go. They telling you the truth. He wouldn't be able to be where he is. And that has nothing to do with, it's not just necessarily just a physical thing in terms of you automatically have to dismiss your family. That's not what this is saying. What this is saying is, if anyone who's not in alignment with your goal, what you know that God has put in your heart to become, what inspired you, they're not your family, bro. And that's why it's necessary for you to become born again, to recognize the spirit in you. Then now you understand the true family is someone who looks out for you, man. So in my case, it wasn't my true family, but I didn't know that though. So the same thing still applies even for you if you were not adopted or whatever the fuck your situation was. It's the same thing. Because have I not let those people go, man? Listen, man, they sent people to kill. Man, listen, they did voodoo and all that shit. But unfortunately for them, and that's why I told them, man, and that's why I'm glad when I see how everything's playing out with my baby mother, associating herself with her. And guess what? I knew she was trash anyway. What I needed was the lesson. So they think they're taking everything away from me, but they're just removing the trash away from me. Do you see what I'm saying? And then there was another bitch that they hired to man, listen, my life. You know what I'm saying? This shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But I'm the one that got away though. And I'm whooping their ass. They have, oh man. Respect the power, man. Like I always tell them, respect the power. But because they don't respect themselves, they can't respect the power. They're literally taking themselves out. All you gotta do is follow you, remove yourself, and watch these motherfuckers crumble, man. Like, I think, I'm gonna do like the Mace shit. Like, I'm gonna have those popcorn and watch. That's how I'm watching them. How they taking their own life away. Like, dumb shit, man. That got nothing to do with me. It's like after they go through their charges, man, and then there's some more coming up. They have no idea what's coming through, man. Like, shit. And I don't even want to talk on it. Like, they don't know. It ain't gonna be me. And then they did everything. I set them up. They did everything that I was good at. Like voodoo? Like, who you gonna send? What spirit? What spirit? What spirit you gonna send to me, man? I wanna know. And they have. And just so you guys know too, their shit works. Now, I'm not downplaying their shit like that. They just, listen, man, I'm gonna just leave it there. They got the right one. The right one. You know, and there was a bunch of shit I was doing. None of them knew about it. Nigga, I was traveling, I was talking to spirit, I was doing all that shit. And then when I tried to tell them a little bit, oh, get the fuck out of here. And then they kept that away from me too, trying to tell me, no, that's demonic shit. The same demonic shit they're saying. And that's why I always tell you, man, if you meet any Haitian motherfuckers that tell you they don't do voodoo, they don't, run away from these motherfuckers. You know, because the people who claim they don't do voodoo, they do none of that shit, they're the one using it to hurt other people. I mean, let's be honest. All that is energy weapon. Like when you do a ritual, you do it. I mean, you send this energy to that people, to that person. But you know, energy's energy, man, and their energy cannot match with mine, baby. Not at all. That's what they didn't know. Oh well. I mean, they knew it. You know, they even went as far as reading my Akashic record. Now, this is what they didn't know. They knew everything that was going to happen, but they thought they could have blocked it. You must be out of your mind. Now, this is what they didn't know. How this was going to happen, it was going to be through them. That's what they didn't know. And that's why you never fuck around with people's Akashic record. You know, mind your business. Just know, I mean, shit, you can't, I mean, you're going to play God. I mean, that's not even playing God. That's being stupid. Because if you're truly playing God, you go along with God's plan. You don't go against God to play God. That's stupid. I mean, that's playing opposition. You playing opposition now. But they didn't know. Hey, listen, man, it is what it is. You know? And they got themselves into, there's no way out, man. It's either, man, it's carried by 6 or judged by 12, man. No other way. There's no way out. They had a little bit of time. There was one of them, that stupid one. I told her, hey, walk away. You'll be, man, you have, and then, but you know, the prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. The prophecy had to be fulfilled. Like, okay, all right. And the prophecy is being fulfilled. But anyway, I was saying that to say, man, breaking that generational pattern, it's not as easy at it as people saying it. But most importantly, when we talk about it, we never really talk about what it takes. It takes for you to deal with your immediate family, because there are the ones who's taking that whatever the fuck that those fucked up thinking or thoughts patterns are, and transmitting that to you. And if you don't say no, technically you're saying yes. That's how it works. If you, whatever you don't say no to, you're saying yes to it. There's no, we're gonna work it out, let's find a medium, whatever the fuck. Like, there's no medium path. There's none of that. It's either or, baby. It's either or. It's either or. You cannot serve two gods. If you're serving God, you will not be serving idols. That's just the way it goes. But having the understanding of what serving God is varies from people to people. You know? But anyway, what it really takes, you know, you have to say no to these motherfuckers. And for you to say no to them, now you're going to have to deal with your own emotions. Because just like I was talking to that sister yesterday, and the whole thing I saw, it was her inner feelings, her inner self that was weak. And I told her, like, you know, you need to add more love into you. That's the key. Because when you love yourself, and the more you love yourself, the respect you'll demand, it doesn't matter who the fuck it is. The president, nigga, you gonna respect me, whoever the fuck you are. Who gives a fuck about your title? Who gives a fuck? So that's why everything starts with you. You are the way. There's no other way besides you. You know? So it also requires for you to deal with your inner feelings. to completely detach and not to feel guilty, oh man, it's a lot of work. I know for me, slowly but surely, I was learning. I knew everything that was taking place, but I kept it quiet. I would talk to my kids, today, and then, my baby mom would talk to my pseudo mom, and then they got together. She changes everything. She was listening to her to bring pain to me, conflict. It's fine. I just remove myself because I already know you were not there for me. And as far as my kids go, man, ain't nothing's going to happen to them. In fact, let me just be clear so they know. I will be having my kids. I want you to record this video because, because you're always taking notes. Take notes of everything I say, and then you have this, you could split this. I will have them. And you're going to go to jail. Man, listen, they have no idea what's coming. Oh, man. I think I'm saying too much. I'm saying too much. I'm in my feelings. I'm saying too much. Because, the only thing that they could do now is come watch me, man. Who else you gonna watch? Come watch me. Fucker. You can't stop this. You ain't stopping none of this. In fact, man, let me tell you. You're going to see everything. Everything you didn't want to happen. You'll see all of it taking place in front of you. Mark my words, man. Nigga, you fuck with the right one. The right one. They got the right one. Woo-wee. Man, I wish you see the thing I see. How do you think I was able to see you? And then you're gonna send like voodoo to do what? To who? I told that dumb one, walk away, man. They allowed her to come close to me. And she didn't even know what was taking place. I was getting so many downloads, man. And just so you know, way before that even happens, right? So when I started going on live, and then, I felt like there was some magic that was being sent to me. I'm like, yo, whoever the fuck that is, stop playing. Or if you think I'm pussy, stick your dick in, right? And then the spirit revealed who the fuck it was. It was me, man. I'm like, no, not her. I know she's a hoe. I know she's stupid. She's dumb. No, not her. Guess what happens? Then my spirit, that's why you always trust your fucking intuition. I got the answer, everything I needed, and I'm like, oh. Spirit, okay, well, if you don't believe me, okay, fine. I'm like, you sure? I'm like, I was doubting that. And then this dumbass, right, show up unannounced. Have AIDS, thinking she was going to give me AIDS. But anyway, there's a bunch of shit that I'm not even saying here, man. This bitch thought I was in love with her. And what? Just because, you know what I'm saying? You see, this is the thing. And that's what she taught me too. She taught me a valuable lesson. I was trying to help. Literally trying to help. I didn't want that pussy, man. That pussy was bad, bro. I'm talking about, every shit. I tell you, bad pussy, bro. This is who they sent to seduce me. When I tell you everything they did was for their demise, everything was pre-calculated. Everything, they could. Man, listen. I'm saying too much. So they allow her, because she was supposed to tell me something. And I did tell her that too. I'm like, I don't know what it is. There's something you're supposed to tell me, you're not telling me. But whatever the fuck it is. And that was the choice. That was her only way out. That was that moment. But I was pussy. No, but also because, and I was around the time I moved to Georgia too. I was by myself. They thought it would be a good time. And not knowing the power of isolation. Nigga, the minute I moved to Georgia, man, I always followed the fucking instructions, man. I was in at that bitch house, and then Spirit tell me get up and go, man. I've always followed them. Just like when I followed to be with my baby mother, although I know she was stupid, I wasn't supposed to be with her, but everything is coming together now, though. I mean, your intuition is not a safety net. You're going to have to, listen, you got to pay your dues, man. Got to earn your stripes. So they think by trying to, shit, all right, I mean, okay, so I didn't get this job, I'll get another one. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I never stopped going, baby. They just they couldn't get it. You can't stop me, man. You know what I'm saying? And, well, the betrayal, the jealousy, the envy, man. Jesus Christ. And those are the fruit of the flesh. When you're dealing with people who are not divine, you see, it's not going to church that's going to do nothing for you, nigga. It's you adopting that divinity in you. You acknowledging that. Because the word has to be made flesh. The Bible is a manual, not a book for you to be slave of, man. It's there to set you up. How do you become the slave of something that's supposed to free you? Hey, I guess it is what it is, huh? Anyway, we ain't judging, but breaking that generational pattern, bro. Again, going back to what I'm saying. And my story it's not the only one. I mean, mine is, it's going to be for the ages. But if you know about the Cinderella story, mine is pretty much the same with my twist into it. Only, I am the seer, though. You know what I'm saying? But, you have other families. This shit's happening with a lot of people, bro. When I'm hearing other people's story, we're talking about their mom isn't competing with them. Like in my case, it's like, she's not my real mom. Like, can you imagine having your real mom doing that? But although I didn't know that, that's why, it doesn't really make a difference, because I was fucking adopted. I mean, I literally found that shit out like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I can't be in my feelings with that. I'm shit, nigga. I'm over 40. Like, what the fuck am I gonna be in my feelings about? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's, all right. It's just another day at the office. But then again, and man, my grandmother passed away. None of them tell me anything because they wanted to get my money. They didn't know what comes with that money, though. Come on, man. You saw the Akashic record. How can you be so hard-headed? So they were always involved into all that, reading the spiritual shit. But for me, that's trying to, this is bullshit. So they intentionally raised me without guidance. And guess what, man? My spirit, man, I was never by myself, nigga. I was always learning from the elders, man. Like the thirst that I had in me, man, you can stop me nor telling me nothing, dog. Yo, as a young kid, fucking 7, 8 years old, man, I'm reading the whole fucking Bible, nigga. I'm going to Bible. Yo, that shit was, man, listen, this is for the ages. I'm reading the Bible. I'm asking questions. I'm talking to so many different people. I'm being involved in the community. I was always passionate about people who were knowledgeable. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't need these motherfuckers. And guess what else, too? I always knew not to follow them. It was in me. I was there. I was orchestrating the whole thing. I was their setup. They thought, it's clever. They hide me in plain sight. Give me a fake name. I don't even know my family and shit. You know, besides my grandmother, I mean, she came and talked to me. My mom came and talked to me too, but you know, I mean, that's personal. You know what I'm saying? And here's something: they don't know who's man. Listen, and that pseudo mom. That oh man, when I tell you, I was raised in the organized crime. I was kicked, man. Listen, man, shit, this is better than Jerry Springer, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And what she does, this lady named Evelyn Ligger, man, she kills her father. She killed other people in her family and collect the insurance money. Yo, Spirit was revealing all that shit to me, man. You know, and then now I was able to connect everything. Because a lot of things was taking place. You know, that's when she started having money. She went and buy a car. All of that was after people that she kills. She used poison. She do like kitchen magic. Man, when I was at her house, right? I mean, that was, you know, before I moved to Georgia. Man. I can't reveal that yet. You know what I'm saying? I was on point, man. I don't know whatever the fuck she thought. You know what I'm saying? She got me fucked up. And man, when I tell you I'm coming for you, mommy. Mama, I'm coming. I'm coming. I am coming. And no hate neither. Oh man. I just wouldn't want to be you. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, you put yourself in front of me. Well, hey. Now you're going to see what comes with me, though. You know, and we're talking about idiots, too, man. Idiots, bro. I was raised with idiots. You know, like the phrase, like, criminals are idiots? I mean, shit. For the most part, I mean, so far, I mean, you know. And idiots, bro. When I tell you, like, this lady, the way she was raising me, she raised me, you have to have jealousy and envy for other. I'm like, what? For what? You know, that's how you progress in life. That's how you get better. Bro, those were the instruction of, those are evil instructions. And all this bitch does is gossiping, talking bad about people. Because here's something else too. You know, by gossiping, they change people's perspective about you. And that's how they're able to do what they do. Like, she killed her own brother, and then she said that he had AIDS. She's been killing, literally, like single-handedly. She's been the one doing that. Using poison. And back then in Haiti, nobody knows. Because nobody's really doing no fucking autopsy and doing none of that. You go by gossiping, and these people, like, their gossip was somehow accepted by others because they were around all other dumb people too. So because that formula works for them, now they think they're going to implement that same bullshit over here. So they go to court, you know, of course, you know, I'm dumb, I'm whatever the fuck. My money's my money, nigga. You know, who cares if I'm fucking gay? Like, I could be gay, I could be, like, what the fuck that has to do with you? You the helper. And here's something else too, man. When I'm talking about abuse, bro, they were getting money from me. I got none of that, bro. And the more they know about my inheritance, man, the worse I was being treated. Man, listen, when I tell you, man, you know, and then after all of that, this bitch is expecting me to love her. Trying to kill me to get my inheritance, gossiping, doing all of that, and then yet expecting me to do what? To have sympathy for you? Oh, okay. Because you went through it, I gotta go through it? Oh, I got something else for you. If because you went through it, I have to go through it, well, I got something else for you. You know, I'm not, man, they got me fucked up. All the way fucked up. And she always knew I was different from her too. Can you imagine competing with a kid? And then now, after all those years of competing with a kid, and you lose. If these are not idiots, like these are the slums of the slums, like the dumbest of the dumbasses, man. Like, man, listen, man. And that's how I learned too, man. You need to have, you gotta have the science of ignorance too. You gotta have it for you to be well balanced. But anyway, like, to show you, this is how stupid these motherfuckers are. How do you, and even you change my name, have all of that, and then you still lose? Damn. Whew. Those are the people I was raised by, bro. Now, if I didn't stand up to that, so would that be, then I would turn around and teach my daughter how to envy somebody else? Why would you envy somebody else when whatever somebody else did, you can do yourself? Why would I jealous somebody? Nah, man. I look for what I want. Maybe they need a car. Maybe I don't want a car. Who the fuck gives a fuck about what somebody else's have? You see, these are the people, that's why they try to, they have to keep up with the Joneses. You know, and that's why, man, these motherfuckers, that's why she do anything for money. She blame herself and blame other people because she was raised poor. And that's how she got into, you know, like, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers. This is what you do to me. Then get their fucking insurance money. And that's how she started planning. The whole family does that. The whole Leaguer family, the Eve Leaguer, Mode Leaguer, Mode, there's an Evelyn Leaguer, like, they all work together. I mean, none of them, like, it's toxic. They're all, like, it's a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. And Lily Leaguer, like, she's the one in charge. Putting all the, man, listen. They got the wrong one or the right one. You know, but anyway, I'm saying that to say, you know, well, first of all, you know, I mean, the shit's about to pop out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but, you know, to tell you a little bit about me, you know, just so you know, when I tell you have to kill your parents, it's not like some Frenchy shit. I'm not trying to sound cute. You know, like, no, man, it takes a lot of fucking work. That's why you have to embrace pain. The very first, if there's any spiritual lesson I would love to teach you guys, embrace pain. You got to look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from, you know, how you go to the gym. The harder you go, the better you're going to look. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's why everything they did to me, man, I took everything on the chin, man. Ain't nothing. Give me more. Give me more. You want to take my... This bitch was trying to take their plans. That's how she linked up with my baby mother. They both worked together, you know, having me. And then this trying to marry me. The thing was for her to get married with me, take me out, and then now she can inherit my inheritance, and then now raising my kids without me. And then this thing would be a whole secret that would go from generation to generation. Oh no. She thought you're gonna take this to your grave. No, bitch. No, motherfucker. You taking the truth to your grave. You're gonna take humiliations to your grave. You're gonna take you being the trash that you are. The little dumb bitch that you were as a kid, that you remain that, unfortunately for you. That's what you're taking with you. The exposure, the truth will be known. And everybody will see you for the true trash that you are. That's what you're taking with you. Not the lie, not you smart. Oh, you're smart. What's smart about what? You're lying, bitch. And here's something else too. They confuse dumb shit with intelligence. So you smart because you're lying? Okay. You're smart because you're taking advantage of other people? Oh, man. They have no clue what's coming, though. They don't know. I mean, they know what's coming. They don't know how bad it is. Oh, my God. I would not want to be, man. Okay, just to give you an idea, right? Them having my inheritance and not telling me that already is a federal charge. And we're not talking about how they changed the documentation, the people to hire. I mean, we're not talking about none of that. Attempting murder. We're not talking about none of that. We're only talking about just you not telling me that alone. That's already a federal charge. And, you know, and them being Haitians too. And I don't think they understand what charges are. Ah, man. They're going to throw the books at them. And just when you think that's enough, oh, man, I have a few charges on myself. Oh, man, I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. You know, they know something bad's coming. They don't know how bad, though. Whew. Man, when I tell you, man, like, and that's also part of it, too, being a seer, having that ability to see certain things. They have no idea. Carried by 6 or judged by 12, man. But anyway, going back now to the whole, you know, what it takes, man, to break that generational patterns, man. It's a lot of work. It takes for you to know who you are, to embrace yourself, to develop your self-esteem, to support your own self. You have to support you. And now as you do so, as you now supporting yourself, and then now you have the inner strength to say no. No to abuse. A lot of us, especially if abuse is the only thing that you know, then it becomes normal to you. And that's how people were able to, the whole generational pattern was even able to exist. Because it takes for you to detach yourself. How do you detach yourself? By taking accountability for you. And you take accountability for you by acknowledging your feelings, your mental and your emotional aspect and your mental aspect. Only then, now you building your inner strength. It doesn't have to be in one day. Rome was not built in one day. And I didn't get to where I am in one day, nigga. And trust me, like when I was talking to that sister yesterday, like I knew what she was talking about because I went through the same path myself. You know, but gradually I was separating myself. I'm like, what type of mother would do this? What type of mother would do that? I see. And then I realized you don't like me. You know, so at first I needed to see, oh, she's competing with me. But I stayed quiet. I never said none of that. Taking notes. And then now I'm like, when the last thing that strike everything, I'm like, oh, this bitch hate me. And I didn't even know about, it's when, you know, I'm going to save that. I'm like, whoa, bet I got it. So she wanted to control me through my kids. You know, now she wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like for me to have pictures of my kid, it had to go through her. I'm like, what? And then she's a lesbian too. She's a lesbian. My baby mother's a lesbian. They were fucking each other. Man, crazy shit. The bitch she hired, a friend of mine, also a lesbian. Like they all were fucking each other with That's what they wanted me to miss. Man, listen. Ask my man. That's what they wanted me to miss. That's what you wanted me to miss? Man, when I tell you these people were trash, bro. Man, I don't think. I mean, well, you don't even have to let me know, because when it's trash, it's man. But yet, you have to stomach it too, though. I mean, you have to learn these things, you know, so you have the spirit of discernment. So again, part of your elevation, you're going to have to embrace all of that. So to break your generational curse, so I wanted to share my story with you, so you know, nigga, it's not something I'm just saying just to sound cute, or just because it's easy, like, because most people, when we talk about spirituality, the one thing I realize is that people always tend to look at it as, you zenning, it's the zen, you sitting down, this is all part of it. But all of that zen is just so you could handle the bullshit. Having towels wrapped around your ass and shit. Like, now this is all part of it, and you need that too. And I don't want you to get that wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all part of it. But what really comes down to is the reason why you're doing those meditation. The reason why you're saying those affirmations. The reason why you're loving yourself. It's just so it could manifest into your life. Meaning, all the spiritual path that I went, the studies that I did, was just so I could say to that bitch, fuck you. Not verbally, because that would be a waste of time. Really, it's not even a match, to be honest. That's why, like, it's better, like, there's nothing for me to tell these motherfuckers. Like, that's why it's like, I can't even hate them. I can't. Not because I'm trying to be this, this so good guy. Nah. Like, how do you hate stupidity, man? Like, it would require for me to be as stupid as you. And I'm not. The reason why, like, if you have fire, a lot of people don't understand when Jesus said, if you got slapped on this face, to turn the other cheek. It doesn't mean to accept it. No, you turn the other cheek. Like, you don't fight fire by adding more fire to it. It doesn't work. It's going to be the opposite. To flip or to turn the other cheek is to look at it from a different perspective. Meaning, when life hits you from this side, what you got to do is look at it from a spiritual perspective. And for the most part, it will always help. That's how you neutralize it. That's how you save. That's the pieces to the puzzle. It doesn't mean physically. I see a lot of people, again, that's why the Bible is an esoteric knowledge. You will never get or fully understand it if you're looking at it from a physical perspective. You have to get out of that physical. That's why these are esoteric knowledge. Meaning the type of knowledge that you got to look past what it's saying to you. Then when you understand that, then that's how you breathe life into it. So now I could tell you to turn that other cheek. And it has nothing to do with being a dummy, or they smack you, then let's smack me again. No. That's not what it means. It's not what it means. But anyway, to summarize, I wanted to share that with you guys and give you a little bit of my background. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come out anyway. But anyway, just so you know, what I'm telling you, it's not from, I know it takes hard work. I guess the shortcut, I would probably tell you, like, for me, it takes a longer period of time because, hey, I needed to realize what I'm telling you myself. But for you now, that's how I died for you. Now, for you now who's listening to that, I'm telling you, if you're going through that, put more love into you. Put more love into you. And as you do so, that's what's going to help you, because that's what I was doing, because I've always stood up for myself. Like I told you, I always followed my fucking intuition. I was always on God's mission. Man, I never deviated from the plan, man. I did my part. That's why I tell the niggas when, anyway. They know what's up. They know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, man, these motherfuckers, man, you think your magic's gonna do? To who? You must be crazy. Who you gonna call for me, man? Ghostbusters? That's my job. That's what I do. You can't do my job. And you're lucky, man. Like I told them too, man. Man, listen, if I wanted to touch, if I was touching y'all motherfuckers, man, y'all motherfuckers would have been out. Been out. You don't know more than I do. And any other practitioner too, man, who's willing to try this, man, listen, whoever wants it is gonna get it. And whoever associate with these motherfuckers, you're gonna go down with them too. This is recorded. No, man. You got the right one. You know what I'm saying? I walk to walk. If you see me talking the talk, I walk to walk too, nigga. Man, listen, man. Y'all got me in my bullshit. Let me chill, man. Let me chill, man. I'm not here for all that. I'm not here for all that, man. Just a message I wanted to share, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, my emotions always get the best of me. Always, niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never, that's what I'm saying. I use it. Use your emotions, man. You know, but anyway, you know, so again, to summarize, you know, just so you know, this is not coming from somebody who hasn't put the work in. I mean, my whole life is the work. Right. Shit, nigga. I mean, when it comes out, you know it better than me telling you. But anyway, so it takes you, man. It takes you to stand up for you. That's why you all the way. Nobody else. So understand this, man. What you don't reject, you accept. You have to know these laws, man. And, you know, unfortunately, the sister I was talking to, man, I mean, I did tell her she's weak, though. Like, I just couldn't help myself. You know, but not in a way of trying to put her down, but for her to acknowledge this is a weakness right there. This is your weakness. And obviously, as I was saying it to her, that has nothing to do with them. This is you now. This is you loving that pain. This is you saying now you trying to work it out after somebody spit on your face, and then you turn around, spit on my face more. Because technically that's what you're saying when you don't say no to somebody that spit, or you don't stand up against it, and then you're going to allow it to happen again. Because these people, they were never for you, and they can never be for you. Because for them to be for you, they would have to be for themselves. Yo, listen. This bitch that I was raised with, she was dumb as a kid. And then what, 65, 67, you still dumb? Oh, man. That's somebody who doesn't love who they are, bro. I mean, yeah, they eat, they exercise, but that's the only thing that they know. Because they don't know the other side of it. And when that shit comes out too, you're gonna see is a bunch of fake motherfuckers. They do the dieting thing, they people pleasers, they appeal in front of people's societies. And trash. You know, meanwhile for me, you know, I'm royal blood, nigga. I was rich at birth, nigga. Having to live a poor life. Isn't that ironic? But I always knew who I was. That's why I never took shit from nobody, and money was never an issue for me. And I never, ever was either jealous or hating on people, man. There's no bone in me that has that. In fact, when I see other people that has things that I don't have, I congratulate them, bro. I'm like, man. Even that guy, you know, I always talk about him. You know, it was this celebrity that I saw. I'm like, bro, what do I need to do to be like you? You know what I'm saying? Never like, look at him. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, man. That's what these motherfuckers do. But it was also great for me too, because psychologically, now I was able to download and understand how they operate. The lack of self-acknowledgement, the lack of self-love, keeping up with the Joneses. And of course, they think money's everything. So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna do anything for money. I remember, right, I did lose my car, You know what I'm saying? They probably call and have me, not working and shit. It's all good. Just so I could go back to her and ask her for money. She was trying to make me feel like pretty much that I am a loser. That's what they wanted me to feel, like a loser. Like everything I do doesn't work. Man, I was getting better at everything I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But not just that. Man, listen, when I tell you, I went from a staff accountant to become a senior accountant, you know what I'm saying, and all that. Regardless of what they were doing behind the scene. Because everything that was happening to me, man, I was seeking the lesson in it. I was not desperate because this happened to me. Okay, I learned this. So next time, let's just say, and that's exactly what it was. Like after having, let's just say if you're doing a lot of fucking interviews, at the end of that, you're going to get better. Like for me now, I know how to land a fucking interview. Shit. Like a lot of the stuff that I may be going through, it might be the money that I'm asking for that they may not be, you know what, we like you, this and that, but our budget, whatever the fuck, or we're willing to give you this. And I'm like, man, fuck you. But the bottom line is this though, like it really comes down to, really transmuting what you're truly seeing. But to transmute anything or to have a deeper understanding of whatever you see, it requires for you to go inward. Because I was with self, everything that they were doing to me, they made me better. They made me better. And guess what? I didn't have any financial understanding. Back then I would have had that money, man, bro, listen, man, I would have had, man, listen. I mean, I'm still gonna hurt people. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna get the worst war. Like, nigga, listen. We're still gonna do what we do. You feel me? But now we have a deeper understanding on how to manage, because you gotta have the financial understanding too. That's why you see people who won like the fucking lotto with millions of dollars, and then down the line they end up losing all of that money. That shit is real. There's a science to money. But anyway, everything's working out good, man. What's better time for my money to come? And they know it's coming too. Oh, they know. They know. They know. And it's going to be that and more. And not to mention, think about all those years, the money that they were also... oh, man, I don't want to be these people. Man, listen, they thought they had it in the bag. Because being in control for so many years... and not to mention too, man, how unhuman that is too. I mean, that's truly what, trafficking people, human traffic is, man. Me not having the ability, not knowing I was adopted, not even, I know of my mom in the spirit. Oh, it is what it is. It's all part of it, but, for me to give you something you never had before, all of that, it was all part of it. So that's why, Maman, I love you so much. Elarion chéri, je t'aime avec tout mon cœur, hein? Avec tout cœur. And she had the download too. That's why she left me everything. She knew what's up. Oh, when I tell you, man, this shit was orchestrated in ways this bitches didn't know what the fuck was going on. They do now though. Man. But anyway, again, to break that generational pattern, bro, you're going to have to embrace you. You have to kill your parents. And of course, not literally. Because I don't know, there's always going to be a dumb motherfucker that says, listen, did you hear what he said? No, motherfucker, not literally. But by acknowledging yourself. You take their guidance, and as even myself too, I give them the guidance for them to be, like for my kids to be a better version of who they are. I give them the jewels to become better. Now their path is their path. I do what I gotta do. I mean, somehow there's gonna be some sort of alignment, you know what I'm saying, in terms of make sure that torch is being carried, they know. They got the assignment. And my connection with them too, man, shit. Man, I'm not even gonna talk on that, man. So these motherfuckers were trying to, so unhuman, man. Like, ah. But anyway, again, guys, it's not easy, man. The spiritual path, the path of self-awakening, of self-discovery, it requires a lot of work, inner work. It requires also for you to connect with the conflict, for you to make that to be part of your life, to embrace your conflict, because they are your best masters. They're all your best teachers. They're all your best teachers. That's why for me, would I change anything? Possibly loving myself more early on, but all of that was needed too. You know, all of that was needed. So therefore, that's why I'm saying, man, if there's any shortcut, whoever you are listening to this, add more love into your life. That's all you need to do, man. You know, the self-love, you know, contrary to what a lot of people are telling you, it's not selfish at all. It's none of it. What, in fact, it helps you to have compassion. Now you can relate to others because you have self-love. You have that emotions that allows you not to be rigid, but to have that type of understanding. And that's why, you know, self-love is the key. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with this. You know what I'm saying? You have to kill these motherfuckers, man, for you to be you. Always remember, when you go within, you're never going to go without. You know, choosing you, I mean, to be true to you, you'll never be false to somebody else. And if you're being false to other people, I mean, obviously you're not being true to you. So, I don't know, man. And also, always remember, if you think money's everything, you'll do anything for money. And obviously, if you don't think money's everything, it speaks for itself. Haitien. Mali.